Hey guys, Anita Means. I'm here. I'm the director for Austin Community College Fashion Incubator, and we are here for another coffee talk. It's 10:01 on Monday morning. Can't believe it's October already. Hopefully, you've got. I didn't do anything special with my coffee today. This is kind of my tried and true. So I love a good pour over. Been doing it myself at my house since COVID hit, and now I prefer it. So I'm sure you guys are all enjoying whatever your favorite coffee is. This is actually out of a gifted Yeti from a family member. But yeah, I'm enjoying the coffee. I'm enjoying the cooler weather. I'm enjoying the statement trench coats and all those things that kind of come with the change of the season. So we're really excited to get into sharing a little bit more about what's happening in our world. I think it's actually really good to set the stage and talk a little bit about some of the exciting programs that we have coming up here, just so that you guys are always abreast of what's happening with the ACC Fashion Incubator. We have to really tip our hats to Austin Community College for really kind of stepping out on a limb to create an innovative program like the Austin Community College Fashion Incubator. We've really had incredible support from administration, from our peers, as well as those who support us. And we really couldn't do what we do without them. And so, from our team, our core team to, our, support staff, we're really, you guys really make all of this go. And so we really appreciate the work that you guys bring to the table. It's been such a challenging time across the board. We've all been sitting at home to some varying degrees, or, venturing out bravely to, just do what we need to do. I had to get out to the grocery store quickly this morning to get some milk for my little one. So, we're doing the things, we're taking the steps to make this time as productive as it can be, to look beyond the challenges that are going on. I think that this has really been a uniquely challenging time for so many of us, for so many reasons. The cultural implications of what's been happening. We are seeing some things front and center that have been going on all along, but with having us, sitting still, they're really much more visible, I think, than they've probably ever been. And we're in a space to really process and deal with it more than we ever have. So if that's where you are, I kind of want to set the stage with just a little bit of understanding about what's going on in our world right now, because that's really what the whole point of Coffee Talk is. Like, how do we get our day started? How do we get our week started as creative entrepreneurs? What are we doing to really understand the world around us that much better? What's new happening in our business to be able to facilitate our understanding about where we fit in? There's been a ton of change in retail, a lot of shifts in terms of products that are doing well and things that are not doing as well. So this is really an opportunity for us to, kind of get the week started off. But I think sometimes when you get the week started off, you have to kind of acknowledge where you are and be able to be a bit honest and real with yourself there, right? And to kind of state kind of some intentions and purpose of what this week is all about, and then moving forward confidently and boldly into the direction of what you believe your next few days really need to be about, or your next few months or your next few years, and so this is really us kind of studying our statement of purpose for the week, and just some food for thought, some things that we're looking at and considering as we're seeing what's changing in retail across the board. So as I noted before, one of the things that I wanted to do, and really I think this is kind of how I'm going to start a lot of our coffee talks here going forward, is just giving you an idea of, we've got a full landscape of incredible programming and opportunities for you guys to join us in on. And so we really want you to be a part of it. One of the things that we're really proud of is we were able to launch your Designer in Residence first cohort. Our first program is 6 brands, 6 incredible brands that you're going to really learn to, you'll come to know and and learn about here in our virtual space. We can't wait to introduce them to you. But we're really proud of the various projects and brands that are coming up through the Fashion Incubator. So they're just getting started. It will be virtual for the foreseeable future. But this is a program that is really cultivating brands, helping them to readdress their business models, understanding their customer again, establishing themselves in the market and boosting sales. That's why we're here, right? We want to grow business, which means that we need revenue in order to do that. And so we're looking to help businesses grow even in times that are a bit challenging. One of the things that I've shared before is that I've actually seen some brands really do well in the subscription space, and specifically in the subscription space for value. And so there's been a lot of shift that's been going on in that space. But one of the things that, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me give you a little bit more on our landscape, and then I'll jump into that because there's so many exciting things I want to talk about with you guys. But let me pump my brakes for just a second, and let me give you a little bit more about what's going on programmatically. So Designer in Residence started. We're really excited about them. We think they're awesome. 6 brands. We'll be introducing them to you here very, very soon. Then we're going to actually be focused on a new program that's actually an accelerated program for businesses that are over 2 years. It's a really exciting opportunity to introduce brands to the market in Egypt. And you guys will be seeing that here. A lot of the programming is going to be shared towards the end of the week. We'll start marketing it officially toward the end of the week. So this is a bit of a teaser. However, you'll get a chance to see that application go live on the 15th of October. It'll only be open for a couple of weeks, but it is an intensive one, and we want to see you apply if you are a business that's been around for over 2 years. It's really focused on an exchange between Austin and Egypt. So we're really looking for local brands. So if you're watching us and you're not from the Austin, Texas area, we will have other opportunities to engage you outside of this particular program, but we are looking for brands that are based here in Austin or in the Central Texas region that can benefit from getting introduced to an international market. So we are really excited about what that will hold. Programming for that starts December 1st and runs for 12 months. So you've seen us here also doing the YouTube channel. You guys will always have this available to you in that on-demand content space. You can always play back anything that you want, from coffee talks to ACCFI Presents to our workshop Wednesdays. However, we are launching a new virtual series privately sponsored by Macy's. And that one is really exciting because that one is focused on the future of fashion. We've talked to our partners at Macy's, and we're piloting this really exciting new virtual program, and they're really supportive of where this is going for our local market as well as a larger audience. And what we are so excited to do is be able to bring you 6 courses in this virtual series that will highlight the things that you need to know in order to bring your business to reality. So if you are a fashion creative and you have an incredible idea, or you think that you really want to start down this road of creating a fashion business, consider this the prequel to Designer in Residence. This is an opportunity for you to kind of go through the paces and see if you have what it takes to build a fashion business. And I think that this really is going to be a good gut check to see, do I just want to make product, which is a lot of fun, I enjoy creating and designing new ideas, or do I want to bring those ideas to a larger audience? And what does that take? And so I think you're going to really love getting a chance to sit in on this free class sponsored by Macy's. This class is actually already full, guys. So I'm sorry for kind of getting you all excited. But I will say that Macy's is actually already sponsored to post it again. So now that it's already full for this round, we'll actually be able to do this course again because Macy's is already seeing a huge value in supporting this program and wants to do the future fashion for another round. So keep your eyes posted, keep your eyes peeled, subscribe to our channel, join our social media. We'll get a chance to share with you on our site. I appreciate our team member Julie. She's reminding me that we do have a wait list. So if you want to try to get in for this round, you can actually go to the Eventbrite and sign up for the wait list there. And if you're able to get in, we will contact you and pull you into the course. So that's key. We definitely want to be able to share that with you. If for some reason you don't make it in this round, we will send out to you first that, when the Future Fashion is launching again, because you demonstrated interest in this course before. But keep your eyes peeled. There'll be other courses, other exciting opportunities to learn what it takes to build a fashion business. So today, guys, we had, I've had an opportunity to, keep abreast of what's going on in the local market. It's been so important to us to pay attention to what's happening around the world. And so we took some time. There's actually an article that went up on NBC News not too long ago regarding Amazon. And this is something that we really wanted to spend a little bit of time kind of digging into because of how much our business is changing. So this is a hard shift. We're going into a new part of this talk. So Coffee Talk this morning is now going into, let's talk a little bit about some fashion business and what's happening in our world. So you guys got all of our updates, all of our programs. Definitely sign up for that wait list. We'd love to pull you into Macy's Future Fashion virtual series that's starting this week. But we are really, I want to go ahead and shift into the second half of our talk today. So I pulled it up because I love having things in front of me with a good cup of joe. So we are looking at what's changing in light of COVID-19. And this pandemic has had a very harsh, our industry's gotten into a hard hand dealt during the pandemic. People are a bit more circumspect about what they're spending their money on, how much they are willing to invest in different pieces. Their lifestyle is changing, what they need those things for, are really different. And then where they experience that purchase is changing as well. You guys know that in a lot of cities, it's required that you wear a face covering whenever you walk into stores. And I was actually in Target the other day, and which is the opposite of the luxury retail we're about to talk about. But they had a very polite way to invite those who do not want to wear face coverings to engage in their online services. Now, if you are buying like replenishment items or you're buying things that you need for your home, purchasing those things online because you know what Charmin feels like, or that you need paper towels, and you may or may not be so particular about exactly how they work, whether it's Bounty or the store brand. Buying those kinds of things online have typically actually seen a huge increase. In some respects, I've seen 275% increase in online sales specifically for replenishment and cleaning items. I don't know if anyone can find a Clorox wipe anywhere. I've been finding a lot of Clorox sprays or Lysol sprays. But for whoever bought up all the Clorox wipes and drove the price up on Amazon, I'm looking at you. That wasn't cool. We Clorox, we need you to make some more wipes, please. So there's, buying those kinds of things in the online space have actually been pretty easy to do, and something that people have felt very comfortable doing because they're necessity type items. Now go over to luxury, and we're really not sure how this is going to look, because for a lot of people, whenever you're buying a luxury item, a lot of that experience relies on an in-store personal experience. They have these amazing customer service experts who, have taken the time to study their clientele, can anticipate what it is that they would want, keep a very tight log on their customer relationship management, know when to reach out for key dates throughout the life cycle of, or throughout the lives of their various customers. And so the luxury experience is delivered primarily through a very tactile, in-person, connected experience. So what happens whenever that has to go online? And what happens when other brands like Amazon jump into the mix in luxury sales? This is an interesting conversation. This is an interesting shift. So, this particular article by Leticia Miranda, she did it just a few weeks ago in September, I think kind of, poses some interesting thoughts here, because the way that the Amazon product is delivered, may not completely jive with the way that the online experience or the luxury experience typically operates. There's some of the iconic fashion houses like Oscar de la Renta that are now, their luxury stores, are carrying. You'll see some various brands that are being brought to this marketplace through these luxury stores. And I think that this is kind of a new effort to find other ways that customers are willing to shop for luxury. Right now that this luxury store is really open for Prime customers only. So people who are used to kind of getting the very quick turnaround, on their online purchases, how they're typically stocking their goods and replenishing items through their Prime membership. But I'm really curious to see like how this really plays out. A lot of the luxury customers, and I think this is really the justification that Oscar de la Renta had, was that 100% of their existing customers were already using Amazon Prime and or Amazon, and that most of them were actually Amazon Prime users. And so the idea was reaching their customer where they're already shopping. And so it wasn't so much that they were trying to dilute their brand or show up in unexpected places or try to capture a new market. It's just showing up where their customer already is and then helping them to shop their brands in spaces that they already exist. And if they were already on Amazon, that the upsell to Amazon Prime would help them to, increase, Amazon's subscription, but also exposure to their, or the opportunity to shop their brand. So I'm curious to see how this goes for them, because I kind of feel like they're, I understand a bit of the rationale, show up where your customer is. But I still think that there's an element of utility that comes with Amazon that doesn't quite feel luxury yet. So, they say, with the Amazon luxury stores that, the interface is a bit more gilded. It does look more, kind of looking at one of the kind of the interface on mobile now. And, I'm taking a look at it and it looks okay. It's nice. It's nicer than your typical Amazon experience. The luxury stores are definitely more beautiful than what you would typically get. And it definitely gives an opportunity for Amazon to capitalize on, the increase of sales per transaction on this than they typically would, because it's kind of a game of many as opposed to a game of a few, with the way that luxury tends to be. But I think that this could possibly create a unique opportunity. So I'm curious, I'm looking at, some of these other spaces that a lot of these brands show up in. So, Lord & Taylor, Neiman Marcus, Century 21, these are some places where some of these brands would show up in, whether it's in a discount space or full priced. And, they're needing other places to show up. What's the new department store? What's the new space for them to be? And if they're not able to distribute, or if orders are being canceled or delayed or what have you with your typical department store experience, then what's next, and Amazon looks like it's really kind of looking to step into that space of luxury delivery. So um, still TBD in my mind. I'm really curious to see how this will take off. A lot of the other French luxury brands, I'm looking at Kering, I'm looking at LVMH. If you guys aren't familiar with some of these, they hold, Gucci and Louis Vuitton, and even some of our, high-end alcohol, liquor brands and whatnot. So there's some really great, huge powerhouses, that are also seeing a lot of drops, 29, 28% drop in revenue for the first half of 2020 due to COVID-19. And that's a huge drop. That's a significant loss to their bottom line going into the holiday season. And, knowing that that's what they're facing, I think people are looking for unique ways to go to market or to testing. So I believe Oscar de la Renta is really going to set a bit of a trend here with shifting into this space. They're really going to need to come up with something unique that changes the way that people are shopping for luxury goods. E-commerce, I think, has been a struggle for luxury before. And struggle meaning, I think, just slow to uptake. It's again, as I was saying before, with it being such a tactile industry and such a space where people want to be able to, experience the luxury, not just purchase it and own it. I think that we're really seeing now there's a bit more willingness to engage, specifically for luxury in a digital world. And I think that we're going to see additional shifts into that space, or we're going to see more losses in luxury. As much as we want to see luxury continue, because it's really so much the hallmark of our industry in so many ways, dressing mini in the things that you care about, dressing the populace in the clothing that you care about, that really defines you, that helps you define yourself. I think a lot of smaller brands are having an opportunity, which is really something I'm particularly excited about for the Fashion Incubator in terms of emerging brands, is that being digitally native in those spaces are a bit more natural and expected for emerging brands, especially if you get a good wow piece at a good price point that's easy to ship and has a good performance rate, or has a bit of transitional nature or a bit of trans-seasonal nature. These are things that we're seeing a lot of emerging brands really win with, that I don't know that luxury brands really have the luxury, I need to use that word again, to be able to do, because the nature of the usefulness is that it's exclusive and it's special, and every piece exists for a very unique reason. And so once it becomes utility, it becomes a bit more normal, or less exclusive. And so we, I think by nature there's a bit of a conundrum that luxury is going to have here going forward, to really capitalize on online sales and the type of products that people typically want to purchase in that space. If they are genuinely capturing their audience on Amazon, that are already on Amazon, then it may be, just convincing them to slide over or creating some unique engagement on the luxury stores platform. However, I'm not actually seeing a lot of that here. They're trying to draw them to the customer, their customer, to the marketplace, but I'm not really seeing what they're doing to make that a unique experience besides changing the font color. So we're probably going to need to see a bit more engagement to make it still feel special. They're testing and experimenting, but I think that when we are able to drive offline connection in the online space and make it feel authentic again, I think that's when luxury is going to really start to win. right now, I think that it's an opportunity to test and try. But this is a hard pivot, and I think it's having very high consequences for those who are not trying hard enough to be able to develop those special spaces. I think this is a really great opportunity for AR and VR, to be honest. So I'm curious to see what other functionalities Amazon may bring to the table on this. So anyways, but back to emerging talent. I think that, guys, this is really such a special time for emerging talent. I really want luxury to do well. I want luxury to continue to do well. But I think that for fashion designers who are breaking in, who are building a sustainable product at a price point that people can afford, that help them redefine who they are during these times, that allow people to evolve, during these times, I think are going to be the real winners. People are hungry for connection, and brands that are able to do connection well in the digital space are going to see dividends really pour out. I also believe that for brands that are, creating not just community, but product that speaks to genuine needs. Some of those needs are psychological, that have nothing to do with utility. And then some of those needs are purely utility. And those who I think are able to develop the two together are going to really see some incredible wins as well. So we're waiting on bated breath, but I also see some people who are making some serious moves in this space. We talked about unique models last week, kind of in this on-demand space. So I think that there's a few characteristics of brands that are going to really win out during this time. And it may not be our usual players, it may be some shift into some players that are showing up for the first time, or those who have been here for a very long time, but have successfully pivoted to regain market share, regain sales that have been lost earlier this year. Again, guys, this pandemic has really wreaked havoc, across the board. And, I think that in some ways we're afraid to kind of say those words because, it's scary. It's like, oh, what does this really mean? And what does this really look like for the way our lives are going to go forward? And, truthfully, we may not know exactly what's coming up in the next few months. However, we have some abilities to make some shifts now based on the things that we've learned. And I think that's the best that we can do. And I believe that we have an opportunity to do things in a way that we have believed needed to happen before, utilizing our technology, being willing to accelerate, being willing to produce more sustainably with more transparency. We've really seen a lot of brands and retailers incubate and reimagine what their experiences could be. Locally, there's a brand here, League of Rebels, that has done some really incredible work with changing their in-store experience and kind of making it even more exclusive than what it was before. And so whenever they said they were launching a barbershop, I imagined multiple chairs and, but it's literally one chair. And for their sartorial customer, it's actually a brilliant move because now it's creating another revenue space. It's ensuring safety by making sure that they are the only person being serviced at a time. It may sound like it's a bit pricey for the square footage and the real estate. However, it's creating a replenishment opportunity in the rest of the store that may not have existed. They're able to kind of queue up a lot of things that maybe, they're able to turn that space more frequently because of the schedules that their customers are on. And to be able to utilize it in a really unique way. So, I mean, there are additional services that are kind of spinning out of these spaces that have created reasons for people to continue to venture in store. However, as the pandemic, moves on, guys, this season's kind of ramping up again. And, we've seen a lot of people come down with the virus, unfortunately. Really hope that you guys are keeping yourselves safe, as you keep your family safe. But really, we want to see that across the board that, brands are finding ways to drive value, that they're driving connection, that they're driving safety. And, I think luxury is having a bit of a time. I think this article from, let me see if I can actually share this link with you, because I think it's actually an interesting one from NBC. I'm going to post it here so you guys can see it. There it is. But yeah, I think that, articles like these are just ones that we kind of keep, in the, front of mind. And, we're looking at a lot of places. We're looking at NBC, we're looking at Business of Fashion, we're looking at McKinsey, just really understanding the landscape of what's coming, how it's coming, and, things to kind of check up on. So I'm looking forward to checking back with this luxury store from Amazon and seeing how it does in a few months. So if you're curious about how it does as well, check back in with me, and we'll talk about it in a coffee talk here in a few months. So guys, it's Monday. I hope you have a wonderful, safe week, that you connect with those that you care about, that you do things that keep you feeling like you're engaged and making an impact. And we're happy to be able to serve you here at the Fashion Incubator. So again, my name is Nina Means. I'm the director for ACC Fashion Incubator, and this has been Coffee Talk. All right, take care.